Now, I'm sure you guys can relate to this who are watching this now. I'm sure everyone's favorite movie is Star Wars. It for sure is mine. And you probably remember as a kid when you first got in to the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon and you're in the passenger seat right next to Han Solo and we're going to warp drive. And that was just like such an awesome experience watching that as a kid and just seeing all the buttons, the gadgets, and gizmos. Everything that you needed was right there in the cockpit. It was just so cool. And the one word that really comes to mind whenever I watch that scene in particular, my childhood dream was, a sense of control. Han Solo had a sense of control of, his ship. This is his own. He knows where to go, and he goes wherever he says he wants to go. And it's just, I think that resonates with me, especially when I chose the Forerunner as my vehicle. I kind of wanted to mimic the feeling of being in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon with all the buttons, the gadgets, and gizmos. But aside from that, I knew this vehicle was right for me because it had everything I did need within reach, especially controlling the speed of my vehicle, the KDSS, the rock crawl, the A-track unit, and everything else. And I knew this vehicle was perfect for me, and I could never ever get rid of it. Well, I can never say never, but I can never say that I regret buying this vehicle for the purposes of what I'm doing. And I see that everyone is kind of building out their captain's chair in a unique way, by adding, some radios, cell phone holders, and so forth, and just really kind of getting really unique and creative with it. And that's what I love about that. So far, what I've done to my dashboard is I have a cell phone holder and a dash cam, and that's kind of where it really ends. I try to fit more stuff in here, but things like my glove box and my compartment here continues to get filled up pretty quickly, and I run out of space. Well, that's about to change. Another product from Victory 4x4. As I said, they're making awesome products every day, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring this summer to the Forerunner. But so far, I've been very pleased with their products, and we're going to go ahead and install this center Molle panel onto the Forerunner in this episode. Alright guys, let's get right down to business. Upon ordering your Victory 4x4 center console panels, you're going to receive 2 of them with 8 screws and 8 spacers. But for this, you're only going to need 2 sets of spacers, 1 spacer for each side, and a power drill with a Phillips head. For those who are watching this right now, if I look pretty blown out with the white, I do apologize for that. Just my light is up against the wall, and if I try to dim it a little bit, this would just get lost in the black. So I'm trying to balance that out right now, but this is the best I could do. So bear with me on that, but we're going to get right into this installation. Now, upon ordering this, someone had a question last time when I did the rear window Molle panel installation, if when I purchased this, does it come with 1 or 2? And I do apologize for not clarifying that. Yes to that question for the rear panels, and yes to this. When you buy this from Victory 4x4, you get 2 sets here. So basically what we want to do is we want to scoot this chair as far back as it can, and with this corner unit right here where it lines up here, we're going to place it right along here where this trim, the plastic meets with the shiny plastic piece meets. We want to place it right there and kind of line that up. That's pretty much a good lineup there. And provided in the box, they give you 4 sets of screws and 4 spacers as well. We're actually going to only need 1 of those spacers for this. And all we need is taking this spacer, and we're going to be putting it at the bottom here of this Molle panel, because this bottom piece is the only one that really sticks out the farthest from that trim, and the others just kind of flush very nice. And this is a really simple install. All you need is a power drill with a Phillips head, and then you just puncture it right through. Careful not to go extreme on it and not to over tighten it, because it's trying to grip the trim that's there, and if you strip that, then you're gonna have a loose center panel unit, and it's not gonna look good. All right, so we're gonna go right ahead and we're gonna drill that in. Go ahead and take that power drill and screw in that corner with the screw, and you want to make sure that corner is lined up with the plastic trim and the shiny trim as well. And then you want to level out the panel so it's in between the shiny part of the trim and the plastic side trim. Take a next screw and go ahead and thread it through the panel, but make sure you don't thread it through all the way, giving yourself a little bit of room, because we're going to be placing the spacer in next. So you only need one spacer for this side, and you're going to place it at the bottom left side. So take a screw, thread it through the panel and the spacer, and tighten that up. Once you screw it in the bottom left, go ahead and tighten up the rest of the screws there, and then proceed to tighten the last screw on the bottom right. And that really is about it, guys. Super simple, and I just love how it looks on the 4Runner. Super clean, and it's just easy accessible for my walkie-talkies, my flashlight even if I put it there, everything on both sides. It looks great. Really appreciate you joining me. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot a question down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer that. And until next time, guys, stay golden.